Welcome everyone to Wasatch Sasquatch. So I don't know who all caught the footage at the end of the interview with Mr. Craig about the Provo sighting. However, for anyone whom stayed to the end, I included footage that was not from the online version of the Provo Bigfoot sighting. It was gathered by a friend whom knocked on the door of the person whom took the footage. I then took that higher resolution footage that has never before been seen on the internet and enhanced it by stabilizing it, cropping the view, which has the effect of zooming in, and slowing down the footage, then performing a couple other rudimentary enhancements such as bumping up the contrast to some extent. What I'm going to do now is give you a short walkthrough of the footage, analyzing it a bit like M.K. Davis or maybe Thinker Thunker might do. So here we go. So let's start with this. You can read that yourself, and I'm going to read the next part here. So this edited footage from the original resolution file exists outside the low resolution copyrighted file currently available online. I am not uploading the full resolution file in order to avoid any uninformed misunderstandings regarding copyright, so that's why we have this crop version. If someone attempts doing these enhancements with what is currently available online, they will find it impossible to do. And that's because it's lower resolution. Okay, so here we have the individual coming towards us. I'll pause it here. There, so right here you can see kind of the arm swing, his frontal heading our way. You remember on the Patty footage how you have the swinging arms. Well, here you're seeing it potentially, if this is Sasquatch footage, you're seeing it from front view, and it's, I would say it's somewhat similar. You have a swing going on, and keep in mind in this case the terrain there, it's on a slope. I think at this point though it's probably fairly level. There's probably around a foot of snow. For humans, we're probably not breaking through the whole way. With the weight here, you may be breaking through right to the bottom. And so here we go. Let's just let it play. And right here you're going to start seeing the arms swinging back and forth, back and forth. And here we go. This is slow down footage. Okay, and it's really brief. The subject is standing there, then he kind of breaks away. Unfortunately, it's out of frame. Still, now it's just turning around. It appears like, okay, now the rear is facing us. It's almost imperceptible, but kind of turned around. And I'm going to analyze the bend of the knees as he is kind of going away from us at an angle, slight angle. Okay, you see the first foot, and then the rear foot. Now it almost raises up. Let me go over here. So we have I've done a little drawing here. Now keep in mind he's kind of, again, his rear is to us, so this isn't quite side on as I portrayed here, but you have an idea of this leg is bending at the knee, and this one is as well. Again, partially buried in the snow. Then over here I've also have it set up. So this is just a split second later on where this foot appears to have gone up. So let me back up here. So let's just say he's facing the other way. Leg maybe here, and then we have kind of the calf going up, and possibly that's the foot, and then this leg, which is over here, both bent. Again, keep in mind it's tilted in your mind a little bit. The rear of the foot is probably facing us somewhat. This is kind of a side-on drawing I've done, representation, which is a little off. But the point is, the front knee and the back knee are both bent. At least it appears that way. I mean, it's fuzzy. It's not a resolution. But if you look at the movement, it does look that way. And that I bring that up because on Patty you see the same thing. Both knees are bent at some point in the stride, which typically is not normal of humans. At some point in our stride, usually we have one leg that is almost straight, and humans, our gait is a little bit different. Okay, so we're back to the place where it looks like the foot is almost in the air. Let's let this play again. There, it's up in the air. just moving through the snow. And look how wide the subject is. Well, we'll see it here in a moment again. I'll replay part of it here, but you also notice that not much of a neck. It's very... Here, I'll go back in a minute, but just a little more footage. Okay, this is a still. You can kind of see the arm off there. Let me pause this. That's a good example of how it just doesn't seem to have much of a neck. Get it to the right spot. Yeah, so obviously there's a head there and it goes up above the shoulders. But I imagine on Sasquatch there's just so much hair. If there is a neck, it's relatively short. And this would be an adaptation, I would say, that's favorable to a colder climate. I mean, you always have to have a cold neck. If you're someone with a longer neck, you put on a scarf in the winter. Bigfoot doesn't need that. He has all this hair coming down and his close set head. So it almost looks like, if you've seen, the Tasmanian Devil, Bugs Bunny, it's just kind of has almost that look to it where the head is there, but there's not, just kind of a, you can see it here. I'm just trying to describe it. Then we have this next, let's see here. Right here, this is a still we saw earlier. It almost, you can see what appears to be muscular, muscular build on the arms and shoulders. And I don't know, maybe some of this is just exaggerated from the low quality of the resolution of the video. Who knows? I did bump up the contrast a little bit, so it made it darker. It does look like there's some really stark musculization, is that a word? Muscularity there. Again, very wide at the shoulders. Let's play this one more time from the... Okay, let's go in here. And again, this is slow down. I mean, it's already very short footage. Okay, just coming towards us, arms swinging back and forth a little bit. And the subject pauses, looking out over the horizon, over the valley, turning around right there. Now the subject is facing the other way. Right foot step, left foot knee up, and then just continues on. Notice also there's a slight hunching over, which is something that I think, I've heard somewhere they've been described as having a slight hunch in some of these eyewitness sightings people have had in their description. So let's look at that, note that this time. So as they turn, the subject is turning around, it looks like there's a hunch to me. The arms are kind of swinging and a little bit bent over. And again, look how wide, it just seems like there's a lot of mass to this individual. So anyway, I don't know, it's up to you to decide the ultimate, decisions yours to make individually. I mean, you could think, oh, well, it's just someone in a really fluffy, big winter coat up there on the slope, but with a hood on maybe even. But given everything else, how large the subject looked, I mean, just size-wise, maybe like exceeding 7 feet in height, it may be, hard to prove that it was a human in a winter coat. But anyway, anyway, I think it's fairly remarkable footage. What it is actually, I can't say definitively this is Sasquatch, but I just pointed out to you the things in my opinion, or at least my analysis, that seem to point to it, lending strength to the argument that it looks like it could be a Sasquatch. So anyway, that's what I wanted to just go over, and there you have it.